Are you familiar with that feeling when you're just about to do something, but for some reason you put it off until tomorrow? Because tomorrow is a better time. But when tomorrow comes, for some reason that perfect moment doesn't arrive, and it's still tomorrow. Because you feel like you haven't finished something else to get started. Because it's better to start on Monday, at the beginning of the month, or the beginning of the year. And so it goes, in a circle. This habit slowly eats away at your future, and that's procrastination. It kills your dreams, it destroys other people's trust in you, and worst of all, it destroys your belief in yourself. And when a person stops believing in themselves, their inner foundation begins to disappear. Today, we'll look at why procrastination happens, and most importantly, how to get rid of it. Just facts, psychology, and a few ideas that actually work. Now, ask yourself one question. Is there a task in your life that you've been putting off for several months? There's this feeling of regret and rejection inside. And the longer you put this task off, the more unpleasant it becomes for you, and it's already starting to annoy you, but you still don't do it. If this sounds familiar, welcome. The first thing that's important to understand is that procrastination is not laziness, it's a psychological avoidance mechanism. Psychiatrist David Burns, in his book Feeling Good, The New Mood Therapy, explains a very simple but powerful idea. He writes, "People procrastinate not because they are lazy, but because they fear unpleasant emotions." What does this mean in practice? When a person is faced with a task, the brain asks a simple question: will this be pleasant? If the answer is no, the brain tries to avoid the action. For example, writing a difficult email, starting a new project, making a phone call, changing jobs. Each of these actions is associated with discomfort, and the brain chooses the easy solution, to postpone. But procrastination has a price. Every time you put off an important action, a small internal conflict occurs. You know you should do it, but you don't. And this conflict gradually destroys your self-respect. There's another thing that's rarely talked about. Procrastination destroys other people's trust. When a person constantly puts off actions, they let others down. People feel this and understand. First, they tolerate it. Then they start to doubt. And then they just stop counting on you. Trust is built on a simple principle. Say it, do it. But if a person constantly says, "I'll do it later," or "tomorrow," people stop taking their words seriously. And gradually, the person starts to lose opportunities, sometimes without even understanding why. To understand procrastination, you need to understand one feature of the human brain. The brain is bad at processing long-term rewards. It wants a reward now. That's why social media, TV shows, and entertainment are so addictive. They give quick dopamine. Working on a project, studying, or developing only yields results over time, and the brain chooses the easy path. But there's an important idea here from the book Atomic Habits by James Clear. He writes, "You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems." What did he mean? Most people try to beat procrastination with willpower, but willpower is a weak tool. Paradoxical, but true. Real change happens when a person changes the system of their life, not motivation, the system. One of the most powerful solutions against procrastination is scaling down. If a task seems too big, the brain perceives it as a threat and starts to avoid it. Therefore, James Clear suggests a simple principle: make the action so small that it's impossible to put off. For example, don't start writing a book, write one paragraph. Don't start working out, do 10 push-ups. Don't learn a new profession, read one page. This seems too simple, but it's exactly what breaks the barrier of starting. And once started, the brain usually continues the work. Now let's go back to the idea from David Burns' book. Our thoughts directly affect our behavior. Very often, procrastination starts with a thought. For example, "I'm not ready. I'll do it later. Now is not the best time." These thoughts sound logical. Psychologists call this emotional regulation. The brain invents an explanation to avoid discomfort and chooses the easier path. The problem is that this easier path today turns into a heavier burden tomorrow. And here's an important point. A thought is not a fact. And when a person starts tracking their thoughts, they begin to see this mechanism and already understand how to answer themselves in order to start doing something. There is an interesting saying by Seneca. It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It is because we do not dare that they are difficult. Indeed, this is true because sometimes what we put off is solved much easier than our brain imagined. And it turns out that we invent a difficulty for ourselves, believe in it, and set ourselves up negatively. Remember, there was a time when you imagined how hard it would be to do something, but in fact, it was much simpler. But because of the barriers in our heads, we never start what could improve our lives. The impediment to action advances action. This thought belongs to Marcus Aurelius. Before we achieve our goals, we experience difficulties. This is the basic setting of this world. It's foolish to think and hope that it will be the other way around. There is no other way. So accept these difficulties, overcome them if you want to get results. There is simply no other choice. Obstacles and difficulties are inevitable. This is an integral part of any process. It's important to react to these difficulties correctly, putting them off every time, creating a snowball effect, or accepting and taking responsibility for your actions and your life. It all starts with a thought. As soon as you convince yourself that today is not the time, but tomorrow for sure, yes, I will start, this is the beginning of procrastination. Catch yourself on this thought and don't let it develop. Notice, I'm not saying to mindlessly do something every day. It's important to understand that we are talking about the goals and tasks you set for yourself, the execution of which you put off. You do understand that no one but you will solve your tasks and problems. Only you are the person who can pull yourself out of this abyss. And the sooner you realize this, the easier it will be for you to live in this world. Thoughts lead to action. Actions shape character and soul. Interestingly, the idea of discipline is also present in the Bible. In Christ's teachings, there is a simple but profound thought. He who is faithful in a very little is faithful also in much. This phrase means a very simple thing. Big results are built on small daily actions. Always start small. It's easier that way. We always want to live easier and simpler, but we complicate this life ourselves, piling all duties and tasks on ourselves in the moment. Or we accumulate these tasks over time and then suffer from not having enough time. Everything irritates us. We snap at someone or close ourselves off. And with that, all our inspiration to live better and easier ends. Your life is in your hands. If we fail at something, we say that it must be fate. It must be God's will. Yes, God's power is great, but isn't that why He gives us the power of choice? We can choose how to live this day, lying on the couch or shaping ourselves, our body, our soul. But everything is built not on inspiration, but on discipline. And it is discipline and daily actions that shape a person's character. When a person regularly does what they should do, even when they don't want to, they gradually build inner strength. And with that, self-respect returns. There is another reason why procrastination is dangerous. It destroys inner confidence. Every time a person promises themselves to do something and doesn't do it, their subconscious concludes, "You can't be trusted." And gradually, the person stops taking their own words seriously. But the good news is that this process can be reversed in a simple way. Start keeping small promises made to yourself. Small, but every day. Over time, the brain begins to register a new signal. I said, I did. And this gradually restores the inner foundation. If you look at everything we discussed today, it becomes clear. Procrastination is not just a habit of putting things off. It's a system of thoughts and behavior. Thoughts create emotions, emotions affect actions, actions shape habits, habits shape character and soul. And overall, they shape your life. And when a person starts changing even small actions, the whole system changes. To summarize, we can highlight a few key ideas. First, procrastination is not laziness, but avoidance of unpleasant emotions. Second, every time you put off an action, you weaken trust in yourself. Third, big tasks need to be broken down into small actions. Fourth, thoughts directly affect behavior, so it's important to track them. And fifth, you have every day to make a choice on how to live your life. If a person has a reason to act, they start moving towards a better life, towards a better version of themselves. If a person doesn't want it themselves, no one can help them. So you just have to want it. And on my channel, you can find the tools to make your desire a reality. Subscribe. Here we become the best version of ourselves.